Boom. Hello. Welcome back to another video by us, the twins.
James and Christian.
Don't, don't, don't put my name out there. You don't know me. I'm not Christian.
Our social securities are
823
24.
989. Imagine if
That's for both of us. We share a social security.
Yes, exactly. Anyways, we are back at it again with another video. This time we're reacting to another video, but by Jubilee. This one is cheating always wrong? Middle ground.
Yeah, cheaters versus cheated on.
Yeah, hold on.
This looks scuffed.
Oops. Yeah, let's just keep it like this.
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so this video is cheated versus cheated on, which is kind of wild to go on a video and portray yourself as the cheater.
Yeah, I'm honestly excited to see how a cheater thinks, because I would never know what that's like.
Same.
It's like, how much of a piece of shit are you?
True. Actually, how are you going to justify your own wrongs?
What makes you such a piece of shit?
True. Okay, so let's get right into the video.
Oh, wait. But before we start, I wanted to mention, you know what I hate?
What?
I hate people that piss on toilet seats.
Oh my god.
I was just thinking about it because
I think they're worse than cheaters.
Honestly. I was thinking about it while I was using your restroom.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I was just standing there pissing, and I'm like, what kind of a piece of shit do you have to be like, oh yeah, I'll just piss wherever I want. You know, like, or you just, I don't know, or it's on purpose, which is even worse.
But you sound out of breath right now.
Because I just climbed off the bed.
Oh, true. He just got done getting freaky.
I got that cardio in me.
True.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. I was thinking about that earlier.
Yeah. Okay, go off, King, I guess.
Mm.
You've never cheated before, right?
No.
In any relationship? No, never. Nunca.
Okay.
Nunca, never.
We'll see about
I've
that.
I've never been a cheater. All my exes can attest this. Even the ones that hate me.
This is the litmus test.
True. I've actually been cheated on almost like probably half my relationships.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Expeditiously.
Honestly. What does expeditiously mean?
Honestly, I think it means like very quickly.
Damn. Yeah, they just got right to it.
Didn't care. That was the plan from the jump.
True. All right, well, let's get into the video.
Yeah.
I believe that the person that you cheated on needs to know. So if you're gonna say like, I'm not gonna tell them because of psychological damage, it's honestly, you're not even taking accountability for what you did.
Yeah. Hold on.
You chose to cheat.
Disclosing that you cheated to the person that you cheated on is not accountability. That is just revealing
That is
information.
taking accountability. I would consider that as a form of taking accountability.
This is already getting wild.
Yeah, just from the jump. But this is like this is their like
highlights,
hook, right?
Yeah,
the hook to get you hooked into the video.
Yeah, I wonder what she's gonna say about that, because I would 100% agree with her.
With her taking accountability.
Yeah, you just gotta own up to it. But at the same time, I could see where she's going, but if she's going the way I think she's going, I just don't agree.
Yeah, because I've heard people talk about cheating and like, I guess, accountability or whatever.
Yeah.
And or avoiding it. Kind of what I think we're probably.
It's just gonna hurt them more, right?
Yeah, and then it just makes you feel better.
Yeah. True though, low key.
Just never tell me if you cheat on me.
Oops. Okay, let's get back into it.
That's delivering
open
news.
about this.
Maybe it's the first step towards accountability.
I agree with you.
Maybe it's the first step.
Hi, I'm Gen, and I explore social and controversial issues through both sides. And today I'll be moderating this middle ground episode of Cheaters versus Cheated On. We'll be exploring topics such as the personal experiences of people cheating, the emotional toll that it takes on relationships, and why exactly do people cheat. The first prompt is, I would forgive my partner if they cheated on me. Agreeers, please step forward.
What would you say to that question? If you got cheated on, would you go back to them? Or would you stay with them?
So overall, no.
Yeah.
But if I want to get in the nitty gritty about it, like say if I was in a long-term relationship and we had like X, Y, and Z assets together, we had a family together, then things change, obviously. Especially with children involved, right?
Yeah.
I would say it might be something I could forgive for the sake of the children, kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be like the only scenario you would see it.
Yeah, ever, yeah.
But
Don't get any ideas, women.
That's like, what's the likelihood of that though? Like,
it's probably surprisingly likely, especially considering how higher divorce rates are these days.
True. And how trash women are.
True.
Oh my god.
Women are trash. Anyways.
Except for these women that got cheated on. Because they're preaching. That girl that was in the beginning, she was preaching.
True.
Preaching to the choir. Really.
That was a queen.
But,
that was a melanin queen.
I would not.
I'm so fucking pale. Holy shit, I need a tan. You make me look so goddamn pale.
I know, huh? My arm is even more brown. Well, now it's like washing it out. You make me look white.
True.
Oh.
Actually, what the fuck? Hold on. Put it up to it.
When it's up here right next to you, we look almost crazy. The same. But then when I'm by myself, it looks brown as hell.
I swear I'm a melanin king. You just can't see it in the video. Anyways, let's keep watching.
Oh, wait.
What?
I didn't get to answer.
I don't give a fuck what you have to say.
No matter what happens, even if we have kids, even if we have real estate together, even if we have everything together.
A business together?
Yeah, even if we have a business together. That business is over.
Jesus.
Just like our relationship.
That's wild.
Honestly. It would just taint everything, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's such a basic take. Like,
yeah. Oh my god.
You're so brave for saying that.
It's damn near virtue signaling.
Yeah.
I could never be with you.
You know what? I hope my girl cheats on me multiple times.
True.
We'll stay together forever, no matter what.
Because I'm a king.
And I'll never cheat.
Because women are made to have multiple partners.
Exactly.
That's just their genetics. After having one kid with one guy, they have to move on to the next.
Yeah, 9 months. That's how long I have with her.
True.
All right, let's watch. We're wilding out.
I feel like from the side of being cheated on, I think the biggest thing to understand is that forgiveness is something that everybody does deserve. I think that once we get into the discussion of why somebody cheated, we can really understand whether or not that person is sympathetic and whether or not that person is somebody that you want to keep around in your life. But I think forgiveness and keeping them in that same relationship are not synonymous. They go separately.
I completely agree. However, I do think that forgiveness is something that we give to ourselves, not necessarily somebody else. So in the event that my husband cheats on me, I would be giving him forgiveness so that I could set myself free from any hostility or anger that I may hold on to in the event.
I think it should benefit both sides in that sense. Now, whether that other person takes it and uses it.
This is something I gotta ask you.
What?
When you forgive someone, does that make you feel better?
When I forgive someone, does it make me feel better? Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Every single time?
Damn near.
Damn.
Why do you?
I never feel better.
Maybe you haven't really forgiven them.
How the fuck am I supposed to forgive them? Like, what does that even mean? Forget about it?
That's kind of how I see it. It's like, yeah, like, I forgive you, and then I forgive and forget. Like, I see the two as, like, synonymous. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll forget it, right? But if I'm reminded,
I'll
like, still get irritated. And I get why people will say that's, like, you haven't let go, right?
Mm.
But it's like...
I feel like it's fair, though, to be irritated. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's an irritating thing to think about. Yeah. It's not that I care that much about it, but when I think about it, when I think back to it, it's just like, wow. One thing is, like, I can't believe I let my dumb ass do that. And the other thing is, I can't believe your bitch ass did that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not like, like, I could still be friends with someone that had done me wrong. I'll obviously look at them differently because the perception of someone that would never do me wrong is gone.
Yeah.
That's no longer
that's
there.
Never going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like a minor thing, right? And still being able to look past that, I think, is still forgiveness. But thinking about it still irritates me. It still pisses me off, and I have every right to.
Yeah, I've never really thought of it that much. For me, it's always just been like, yeah, forgive and forget, and that's kind of just helped me.
Yeah, but I've had conversations about this before because when I talk about my ex-wife, people are like, "You're still mad about that?" And it's like, what? Yes, of course I am. Why? Well, I'm not still mad about it. It's
But
just
I'm not. You're not like, oh my god, that was. So
I'm not
amazing.
reminiscing. Yeah,
That was amazing.
Exactly. When I think back to it, it's still like, wow. It's still like
That was.
that was shitty. Yeah, that was a shitty moment in my life.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah.
It's valid.
Because when I think when someone hasn't forgiven you, means that it's still on your mind day to day. Well, maybe not even day to day, but pretty often, and it like affects your mood chronically, basically. Like for the moment, like it will irritate me, but that goes away like quick.
Yeah, but I feel like that's more of like holding on to a grudge than it is forgiveness. Or like not forgiving, I mean. Like if you hold on to a grudge, I feel like that's worse than being like, yeah, I can forgive, but I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a sentiment I've heard a lot. Because I've told people before that I believe in forgive and forget, but I've heard a lot of those people respond to me like, yeah, I'll forgive, but I'll never forget. And I feel like that's kind of like how you see it, you know? Like, yeah, I forgive them, but I don't. I mean, it still affected you, you know?
Another thing is, how do I just choose to forget?
True.
I can't just choose to forget, you know? That's the thing. It's not like I'm actively choosing to remember.
Yeah, I'm really just forgetful.
True. You're really just a dumbass.
Honestly.
If you were more...
That's why I'm so happy.
True. Ignorance is bliss.
You need to dumb yourself down. Then maybe you have to dumb yourself down to level up, like me.
Oh, shit.
That's why I'm so happy.
You guys let me know, what do you think? Because I personally, I still think I've forgiven those people, you know? Because to me, another aspect of forgiving someone is like, if they're not associated with you anymore and you not really consider them friends or they're not part of your life, when I think back to them, like, if I think of, if they were to win the lottery, how would I feel? And if they were to die, how would I feel? And both of them are, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and I feel like that's fair. Like you've gotten over it pretty much. Like, oh yeah, I could care less what happens to them.
Yeah, but if I explain that to someone, they're like, no, bro, you haven't forgiven because you still feel a type of way about it. Oh yeah, I'm just supposed to like be happy about it.
Yeah.
I guess I could still feel neutral, but if like I'm getting...
How are you gonna feel so neutral about something so bad?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? It's like, do you feel like, oh, are you over your child's death? It's like, no, every time I think about it, it makes me sad. It's like, oh, well, you're not really over it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, you're not going to forget that.
Yeah, there's certain
never
things,
gonna be neutral
obviously,
like
yeah.
Or like, if someone did you super wrong, it's like, I feel like it's not quite the same as losing a child, of course, but it's still pretty up there. Like,
and the thing we're alluding to...
is really harsh.
Yeah, and the whole aspects to the divorce, too, is...
that could change it heavily.
Yeah, but in my situation is what, like... kind of made it even worse, right? Of like when I think back to it, it was just so much things compounded onto it. It was like a traumatic experience in my life, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just supposed to
forget
not feel anything about it.
Yeah.
Like it's a reminder of like how I should be acting, right?
Yeah.
But we should talk more about that on another video because that is a wild story that I need to tell people.
Yeah.
Every time I've told someone about it, they're like, "I would never wish that on my worst enemy."
That's crazy.
Trey actually said that.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, "That's some shit that I would never wish anyone goes through." True.
Shout out Trey.
Shout out the homie. He a real one, for real. Anyways, let's get back to the video. We rambled a little too much about that.
It to their benefit.
Yeah.
You can't control that, and it shouldn't be up to you to try and push that. But yes, also making sure that that forgiveness is for yourself as well, so you can move forward, whether it be with that person or alone, and not take that burden on to the next relationship if that relationship doesn't work out.
I completely agree. And I forgive because I've been forgiven. So, and I'm a Christian, so I believe in forgiveness. I believe that we should forgive people.
So the girl that we were agreeing with at the beginning was the cheater.
That's crazy.
She's cheating, and she's over here talking. And the other, did the
I
other
don't know.
lady cheat as well?
I think so.
So they're both cheaters. Cheaters just
talking shit on each other.
That's what I like to see. Their
On
downfall.
God.
They're going after it.
Friendly fire.
True.
Well, let's see. Let's see if she's actually cheating or
She
not.
might get booted off if they might get booted off if they start arguing with each other too much.
True. Dude, is that a thing?
No, I was thinking a Call of Duty reference, like you said, friendly fire. If you friendly fire too many times, they just boot you from the lobby.
It's cringe. Anyways.
Because we have been forgiven.
You know, you can have short-term forgiveness and long-term forgiveness. And, you know, it's like, are you addressing the root of the issue?
Yes.
And really, if you're truly forgiving, and forgiveness is something that comes with maturity and with life experience, it's the whole circle of forgiveness. You get so much and you release the other person and yourself from anything, and then you can move forward from that point.
One thing that is interesting, though, is that there are 3 people from the cheater side who have sat down, but only one.
She is a cheater.
Yeah, so the 3 on the right are the cheaters.
Yeah.
And then the other chick in the back there, and then that dude, the ones on the left are cheaties.
So what do you think about what they just said about how it doesn't address the root of the problem if you just don't forgive, right? Because there is a root. They're saying there's a root to the problem. They didn't just cheat out at random. Is essentially what they're saying.
I feel like forgiving has nothing to do with the root of the problem.
Yeah.
Because they cheated in the first place. Like whether like.
But do you think that the fact that they did that should be investigated on? Like, what have I done that would even have them think this way or go down this route? Do you think that's a valid thing?
No, because you should have brought it up in the first place. Like,
That's exactly what I was gonna say. And
So
fuck
like,
anyone else that says otherwise.
because if you feel so strongly about this, you should bring it up to your partner,
Yeah.
not cheat. Like if you feel
Exactly.
like, and cheating isn't just like sexual, you know, it could be emotional.
Yeah, emotional.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of that going on where it's like, well, I feel like I'm lacking in a specific way, like I said, either sexual or emotional, or romantic.
And that should 100% be expressed. You should, if you're in a healthy relationship, you should be able to express that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel like you
have
need
to
to
seek
hide
it
that
from someone else.
And I get that those could be hard conversations to have, but that's part of a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're gonna cheat, it's like the relationship's already over. So it's like if you can't have it's like a few things. If you can't have the conversation, if you can't be mature enough to have the conversation, then you shouldn't be in the relationship. If the topic
If you aren't mature enough to have the conversation,
then you shouldn't be in the relationship in the first
I
place.
thought you said that if you are mature, but go on.
If you are not, you shouldn't be in the relationship anyway. The second thing is, if the problem is so bad that you can't bring it up and it's gonna split you two, then you, like I said, you shouldn't be together in the first place.
You see, James, you're just not mature. Like he said, it comes with age and maturing.
True, and he's an old fuck.
True.
So
Look at
I
all his
gotta
great
listen to
fucking
him.
hair. Yeah.
He looks like retired Bob Ross. Retired Bob Ross.
True. All right. Anyways.
I'm the cheated on.
Okay.
That is interesting.
I guess
yeah.
I'd be curious to hear more so about your guys' experiences, because it seems like in this instance you were cheated on.
Yes. Yes.
So I cheated on him.
Yes.
And he forgave me.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy.
Yeah, it
No
just
wonder they
gets-
fucking came up together.
Yeah, it gets crazier and crazier by the minute.
I feel like how
We're 3
It's been-
minutes in, and this is already wild.
I did not expect that. Jubilee has been getting more creative with these
Yeah,
things.
they're really good.
Holy shit.
Holy
I did not expect that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Well, I guess it makes sense. Like, who are you more likely to find? I mean, if you find a cheater, the cheatee is probably not very far, right?
True.
I did not expect them to be like, oh yeah,
She cheated on my
yeah,
ass.
she cheated on me. That was crazy.
Yeah.
What a
Holy
twist.
shit.
But,
yeah.
yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah. Holy shit.
But I guess I'll let you explain that.
Forgiveness is it's a step-by-step process. It's not anything that does happen instant. And for us, that was something that we did step by step. And as you said, getting down to the root of it was a big thing.
Yes.
To where all questions have been answered, all things that were left up to an idle mind are no longer there. And so by getting down to the root of it, I can also figure out, okay, were there some areas that as a husband, I did not uphold what I needed to be? It might have been that you might have felt emotionally you couldn't feel like you can come to me.
So do you feel like you have equal blame in the cheating that occurred?
Can I interrupt? I think that bringing the conversation to the concept of blame, I think you actually kind of have to understand the purpose of blame. And I think that the purpose of blame is to shift responsibility. When I have conversations around cheating, I really like to steer clear of the blame game, because the truth is, like, we all played a part.
Of course she wants to.
What a coinkadink,
Wants to
huh?
stay away from the blame game, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy. The cheater doesn't want to play the blame game? Who would have fucking guessed?
Yeah.
Anyways, that is rich coming from her. That's crazy.
Society included.
Can we have the disagreeers please step forward? Just to go back to kind of the imbalance that we saw there, I'd be curious to hear from the cheated on group first.
There's a few things I heard that I found interesting. One, you said about not using the blame game, and then also when you said about you felt like you may have had something to do with, not being a husband or whatever it may be. And those are things I kind of disagree with in the, like, I know most of us walk with good intentions in life, right? We're all trying to be a good person, yes? Or maybe not. But at the most part, you start off that way, right? But I guess the way I live my life, I don't give anybody any excuse to do something wrong to me. So if you do something wrong to me, you have to kind of go out of your way to do that. And this idea that you start saying, well, it must have been something I did. It actually might not have been. It might have been just the other person wasn't where you were at as a human being. And also the other thing I heard was about, forgiving for yourself. I've never understood that statement. They did something wrong, I'm just gonna move on. I'm not gonna hold any ill will to you, it just happened.
Can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
So I actually agree with the two things you said about.
I like what he said.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like this guy.
Yeah,
I like this guy.
He also touched light on kind of what I said earlier, is about like forgiving someone for yourself. It's just like something you just move on from, which is like something I've 100% like my situations, I should say, I've moved on from. But that doesn't mean I can't. When I think back to it, that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm neutral. I feel neutral about it. It was a bad situation. I don't feel great about it, and that's just is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's not affecting my day to day. It's not like. I still don't hold ill will towards them, like I said.
Yeah.
So, anyone that disagrees with me, fuck off.
This guy agrees.
Yeah, true. He knows what's up.
The forgiveness, I have never understood that either. I just feel like, for me, if it works for other people, that's great. I actually have found healing in not forgiving people. And I think there's a difference. I think I choose not to forgive them, and then eventually.
Based. Holy shit. Get this girl on my team, brother. And this guy. We need to start a campaign. Fuck forgiving. Fuck forgiving. Oh my god.
That was good. I didn't expect that.
I am indifferent towards them, is what I'm saying. I think there's a difference between not forgiving someone and hating someone.
And I think most of that narrative comes from usually the person who cheated, saying, you forgive for yourself, or like, you never hear it coming from the actual person who got cheated on. And again, to that point, it seems it's always connected to, if you don't forgive, you're holding on to some ill will. No, I just don't think about it. It's done, and I'll just move on with life.
At least for me, I think that it comes back around to honesty. I mean, any of us that were cheated on, I don't think it's any of our responsibility that our partner chose to be dishonest with us about anything. Because even if you assume that, it was something you did, maybe you weren't being open enough, or maybe the conversation wasn't happening that needed to happen, it's still not your responsibility fully, I don't think. You can't force anyone to be faithful or to be honest or to be true.
And that's the interesting part, that, somebody gets cheated on, thinks, well, what did I do? Like, they should never think that.
With the early part of our marriage, what I thought a husband was, I go out, I make the check, and I come home and have sex. I'm just being completely honest. I didn't see nothing else emotional that I needed to bring to the table. So that does not make an excuse for somebody to go out and do something. Yes, we should go ahead and have communication. We should try to learn how to grow within this. But I feel like that was the importance of trying to figure out, where did I have any type of flaw as a husband? Because even if we would have decided we're not going to work it out, I don't want to go and keep recreating the same type of marriage.
I just want to say, I think
Okay, that was a perspective I wasn't expecting.
I kind of understand that. It's
Yeah.
like, well, maybe I'm the problem in the sense that I'm creating, like, this person might not be like this already, but the way that I'm approaching the relationship is causing it to flourish into that, or become that.
Yeah. I think what he said was a good point, especially for like self-development, because when I've gotten out of my relationships, even the ones I haven't been cheated on, the ones I have, each time I think of like what I did wrong. You
Yeah.
know, because obviously I'm not perfect. I
Yeah.
have made
Yeah, I know.
I have made mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, you have.
And they have made that blatantly clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
have.
Shut the fuck up for a second. But and I don't like have this animosity towards them to think like, oh, they're just wrong, they're bitches, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna consider anything. No, what they've said was pretty valid.
Yeah.
And I kind of incorporated into my other relationships.
Well, that's just you being a good partner, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, because if your partner comes up to you, and maybe they come up to you about, or come to you with a problem that you disagree with, you're still gonna take it into consideration.
Yes.
If you're a compassionate, caring person that
They're
respects.
like so and humble and smart.
Same. But if you have respect for your partner, then that's what you would do in the first place, right?
Yeah,
But
100%.
obviously they didn't have that same respect.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. It's like,
Yeah.
if they were able to do that, then it's like, well, how much do you really care, right?
Yeah, well, I also get his point of like, well, doing the same thing over and over again, and even after being told, like, what is the problem, still kind of
Yeah.
repeating it.
Yeah, it's like,
I've been there, and I understand. Like, yeah, because the biggest thing in my marriage was I wasn't romantic enough, which
Yeah.
was expressed multiple times, and I just didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to express myself romantically, but that's something I worked on. Granted, it took a really long time, even after the relationship, but yeah, if she was just as patient with me as I was with her, then we probably would still be together.
yeah.
But it
Yeah.
is what it is.
But we just have godlike patience, you know?
True.
The most patient. I've never met anyone more patient than myself.
True. Yeah, you know who I've met more patient than you?
Me. And us.
You know who's the only person that drives my patience thin? Is
You.
But anyways, yeah, I thought that was an interesting perspective. Do I agree fully? No.
Yeah, no, I feel like, I think he's just a healthy dude. He has like a very healthy mindset of like, well, maybe I am doing something wrong, but
Well, maybe
he
now he does. Now he is.
yeah. 'Cause
Maybe
I was
before
about
he
to say
wasn't.
that now, but he was saying that before he had like a toxic or incorrect perception of what.
And maybe he just didn't think
was.
about it. Was the thing. It was one of those things like sometimes you just don't think about it.
Yeah, it was just kind of like he had already had an idea in his head and he was just going with it.
Yeah.
He didn't like think, is this the right?
It
way
wasn't
to
like
do it?
malicious, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like a malicious guy.
Well, yeah, maybe, but who knows?
Yeah, you never really know.
Yeah, maybe he's a
But just the
piece.
way he's presenting himself right now is
Yeah,
kind of like the
yeah.
almost the intuition you get out of it. But I could be extrapolating quite a bit
Yeah, true.
because I don't know this fucking guy.
You're so capricious.
True. I'm so Capri Sun.
True.
Whatever the fuck that
I'm
means.
so inundated.
True. Shut the fuck up.
But you
It's
sound
really
like-
interesting that you're the only person from the cheated on and I was the only person from the cheated side. And speaking from my personal experience, because my partner also used to be a cheater. And we came together and, maybe part of it is just us growing up, or we committed.
She's not on my team. She's a cheater. Never mind. Redact that person.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't even realize that she was the cheater. Or like, yes,
True.
yes.
Queen.
And then it says, cheater.
Yeah. Redacted. Forget
Yeah,
we said
true.
that.
You know what?
I might even cut that part. All right, let's keep going. That's fucking funny.
To each other, but we consciously made the decision to grow together, grow separately. And so I think if he were to cheat on me, I would not be able to forgive that, because it's like, well, we promised each other this growth, and we've put all, it would be less about the cheating itself, I think, for me, and more about the breaking the promise of the growth that we've made. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to trust you now?
For my specific experience, it was more of a physical thing. I was a virgin and I wasn't ready to do that yet. And the guy I was with was a couple years older than me, and he went out and did that. And I could never forgive him because the physical thing was something that we could never fix. I wasn't gonna have sex with him, you know? So forgiveness for me was very hard because there was nothing to work on for me. So there was nothing to improve that relationship, so it was over.
I'm just curious, if he had, I have no idea what your relationship
No,
was like.
go
but,
for it, go for
If
it.
he had come to you and said, I love you, I care about you, this is something that I really need, how would you feel about, like, you know, allowing him to go out and do that? Or would you like, we should just break up then?
Totally. I mean, I think that I was getting to the point of potentially being ready. But after he did that with someone else, then I was like, okay, no. And I literally did not speak to a man for like 3-4 years. Like, it was a very emotionally traumatizing for me. I was only 16.
So the fact that girl, the redhead girl, was like, yeah, I know I cheated on him, but we've grown, you know, and if he cheated on me, you know, I would never forgive him. That's
It
like,
was wild because she put it in this lens of like, oh, we broke this promise. But when
the
you get
promise should have already been there.
yeah, well, this promise of progress and being better, right?
Yeah.
Is what how she said it. But you made a promise to not cheat on each other. That's what a relationship is.
Yeah, there's like
Especially,
boundaries.
I'm assuming she's monogamous, right?
Yeah, like
there's
most people.
That is the promise.
Yeah.
You don't cheat.
Yeah.
You don't go with you don't hook up with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So what she said was just retarded. No, I'm cutting that part out. Fuck that bitch. Holy shit.
But
that pissed me off.
Another thing that I thought was interesting was the girl that was just speaking about how she was a virgin. And,
If she's
her ex
religious,
cheated.
I 100% can see why.
Not just that, but
Oh, and
what
she
I
was
was-
16, yeah.
yeah, but what I was thinking about was the fact that she said it took her like 3 years to talk to another man.
Did she say talk to another man or talk to him?
I think just either way, it took a long time to just get back into another relationship.
True, yeah.
You know, and I think it's interesting how, like, because we have friends that have been through relationships,
Yeah.
and we've been through our own relationships, and I feel like I can get over someone relatively quickly, not very quick, you know, like if me and my girl broke up, it would take me a while, you know, but 3 years, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
3 years with anybody.
It really depends for me because, well, I say depends is because it depends on the situation and how it ended and how we were throughout the relationship, right? Because like with my ex-wife, right, throughout our marriage and our relationship, I felt like there was this, like, there's problems and they kept going, and they kept being built on.
like piling up.
Yeah, and there was a point where I felt like I was just dragged out too long.
Yeah.
And because of that, I was actually able to get over it pretty quickly. But for the one after that, I felt like I was still missing so much.
The relationship after that. You haven't been married twice.
Yeah. The
Just to make
relationship
that
after that, yeah. I've only been married once, only once divorced. But after my second one, it took me a while to get over it.
Well, because there's so much left, right? There's so much.
There was so
there's
much
many
potential, basically.
Exactly.
So much unexplored routes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that dwelled on my mind a lot.
It's like there's so much that could have been. Whereas
Yeah.
with your ex-wife, it was like there was already so much that you've been.
Yeah, there's so many things we tried.
Yeah.
Like we tried everything. Like at this point, there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah.
You know, which is wild because that relationship was so much shorter compared to my marriage, obviously. But I got over my marriage so much quicker. Which, just looking at it and just if you were just to hear that alone, it would be wild to think about.
Yeah.
But like when I explain that, it makes a lot more sense. So let us know what you think. We might do another video on this. I still think this is an interesting topic to talk about, and I'm interested more to see what they have to say, especially the ones the cheaters.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this on my own.
Yeah.
Just be like, you bitch.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The cope is crazy.
Yeah,
basically.
let's not talk about blame.
That was so wild. I can't believe she let who was it? She let the guy that was cheated on like escape from the question. Oh, but do you think there was do you think someone was more to blame?
Yeah, and she just straight up didn't want to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you'd be surprised how many people would say that they would stay with their partner.
Yeah, probably.
You know, if they choose.
But I think that's besides the point. My main thing is I was pissed off that he wasn't able to answer whether he thought she was more to blame or not, which I feel like obviously she
maybe
is.
you haven't gotten over it.
True. I think it'll be because obviously someone's more to blame here.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be that important to acknowledge, but I think we all know, right?
Yeah.
If you cheat, you're more to blame.
Yeah.
I think that's point blank. Period.
Yeah. Period.
Pool. Anyways.
Yeah. Let's call it there.
Later, guys. It's been
Have
real.
an amazing night.
Don't
or
forget
day.
to like, subscribe, share, write it down in your notebook, in your diary.
Piss, poo, cum, sneeze, cough.
Shit. Fuck on me. Shit on me. Piss on me. Yeah.
All right.
Later.